Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Jason and Kristin show, where we will be channeling Erik, who is here with us right behind me. We are channeling Erik, who is the young man that is coming through coming through on the YouTube channel called Channeling Erik. So if you haven't gotten to that YouTube channel, check it out. I think you'd really find a lot of valuable information there. And amazing, just amazing channel. Um, so Erik comes and chats with me from time to time. I think he's primarily with you, Jason, quite often. He sure is. But I think it's a good match with you two as well. So if anyone doesn't know, this is Jason Adkins, and he is joining me today to channel Erik. And you can come and find Jason on YouTube under Jason Adkins. And of course, I am Kristin Davies. And you can check out my contact details in the box below. And we are doing a live broadcast from Intuitive Angel Messages on Facebook. You can also check out Leadership of Light page on Facebook, which is our sister page. We have just a few more days left if anyone is interested in coming and signing up for the Master Channeling course. If you feel guided strongly to practice with, we have 5 mediums in this course working with everyone. We have an ebook, we have recorded information, guidance, help, assistance from all angles in a private group on Facebook. You can private message me or email me in my contact box below there. Check it out. The whole month of August to learn how to channel for $222. I think it's kind of a no-brainer. So I want to help as many people channel as possible. That's my goal. That's my mission in life. And I will pursue this with everyone until you're all channeling. Because everything I'm doing and everything Jason's doing is no different than what everybody else can be doing. It's our innate way of being. All right. Let's see what let's see what Erik would like to say. He's just saying, hello, y'all. My name is Erik Medhus, and you can find me over on Channeling Erik on YouTube. My mom, Elisa, runs that page. Yep. That channel. Okay, he says he'd like to have a few things that he'd like to say through you, Jason, and then he's going to come through me next after that. So go ahead, Jason.
So when you were talking about the channeling course and how it's our innate way of being, he absolutely kind of stepped in and said that you're all channeling already. You're just not aware of it. It's the little hits of intuition, and it's the imaginary. And he keeps telling me this. He keeps correlating imagination and channeling and how they're right next to each other. He says that the imaginary conversations that you have in your head when you start thinking about a loved one that's passed over, or if you start thinking about someone that's still alive, or your angels or your galactic beings that are around you, he says that you're channeling. And it really ties into he's tying it back into the live that you just did with Luann, and he says that what blocks most people is that they have an expectation of what it's supposed to be like, and he says you've got to throw that expectation out of the window, and just let what is going to be. He says that we have this perception based off of TV, based off of movies, based off of YouTube, based off of live, and we assume that when someone is channeling, there's certain things that are happening. But he says if you will just relax your mind and be open to it, the stream of information, it's gonna come in. But we're so quick to poo-poo it away, right? Like, nope, this isn't happening. Nope, I just made this up. This is my imagination. And he says, it's not your imagination. Your imagination is when you purposely put the intent out to imagine something that is happening. Channeling is a free flow of information, of energy that a lot of times is going to just come out of the blue. So he says, do not ignore those random thoughts that pop in, because that's channeling.
Man, we're channeling all the time. We know just the right thing to say to our friend who's coming to us for help. We get a strong feeling, a gut feeling not to move in this direction. We have information, amazing ideas that just pop into your head. Where do you think that this is all coming from? This is called channeling. So I guess the difference between what we do on the daily basis versus what we're teaching in the Master Channeling course is how to remove blocks, how to shift your vibrational frequency so that you can easily go right in the flow of channeling. We're actively channeling. And that's what I want for everybody. Does everybody have to come on camera and channel for everyone? No. But I definitely feel like when you can connect with your divine team every single day and get a huge, broader perspective, and then when your loved ones come and connect with you and visit, you can chat with them. That right there is priceless. Priceless.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's my 2 cents, and I'm going to keep to it. Okay, now it's my turn. Some of you are aware that I come to visit you. I frequently come to visit you. And some of you aren't aware. He says, I would like you to be aware of when I come to visit you. I want you to be aware of when I come so that you can talk to me and I can talk to you and we have a two-way street of communication. So would you do this for me? Would you step up and learn how to channel? Because I want to be able to talk to you. I want to be able to channel through you. Do it for me. No. All right. Now he's putting his hat on backwards. Uh-oh. Okay. Ready.
You know what that reminds me of?
What?
Like with him turning his hat around backwards. Do you remember the movie? It's an older movie, and I believe it was Sylvester Stallone. He was a truck driver with his son, and he would arm wrestle. And before he would get ready to arm wrestle, he would always turn his hat around, and that's how you know that he meant business. Like, that's the visual. Even though I feel like he's too young, or would have been too young to.
Totally. Well,
known the
from
movie
his
he was here.
perspective, you probably know everything now. He says, yeah, I do. If I want to, I can tap into that information. But that is what he is. You're so right. It's like he pulls it all backwards, so now he means business. So it's my cue that he means business and he's ready to channel through me something important. Okay, ready. You all know what this one is capable of. Look at her, building her empire, stepping forward, putting her face on camera, helping so many of you. So think about what you will be capable of, should you wish, moving into the future. What are each of you going to be capable of? He says there's so many different paths to choose from. It's like endless. And you can pick and choose what you want to do with these abilities moving forward. Do you have to put your face on camera? No. But look at what she's accomplished in the last 5 months. Yeah, it's awesome. And look at how many people she's helped. Look at how she's helped each of you. He says that I'm persistent and I don't give up. And that's what he's asking for each of you. You too. Don't give up. Be persistent and don't give up. Okay, now he's coming over to you, Jason.
I feel him all down my back.
Me too.
And that's normally where I feel any type of energy first. So okay, so now I understand why I'm saying this. Because he wants to tie in. I've got the chills running all down my body. He wants people to be aware of how their body reacts when energy comes into your own energetic field. Because he says that's how the communication happens. It's a merger. It's a merging of the energy, and we all have different indicators. For some people, it may be a lot of different stuff in the head, pressure, tingling. For me, it always starts in my back. It runs up and down my spine. So he would really like for people to just sit still for a minute or two, take a couple of deep breaths, call him in, or call whoever it is that you want. It doesn't have to be him, although he says he would love for it to be him. And just pay attention to how your body reacts to the energy. Don't place judgment on it. Don't go in expecting it to happen a certain way, because he says that 9 times out of 10 it's going to happen differently than the expectation. So just be open. Yeah. I feel like I have my front door open, and I feel like he's messing with one of my cats. Like this bird kept flying up against the window on the front porch, and I was like, okay, can you leave the cat alone? Can you leave the cat alone? That's why I keep looking. That's why I keep looking at the door, and that's where I feel the energy at anyways. I feel like they line up at my front door, like they're waiting for an invitation to come in. Yeah, he's totally messing with the cat.
Oh my God. You have a lineup of like energy up at your front door. I've got like archangels that shoot in and just start chatting with me at any given moment. And then I got all sorts of, usually the archangels, the angels, I got the ascended masters. They're really helping me walk this path, which is so needed. All right. He says it's my turn. You know, y'all, you think you're all alone and you're not. You are not alone. And this one knows it. And many watching this broadcast know it. You think you're all alone here on earth. Nobody cares. Nobody's with you. That's the furthest thing from the truth. So far from the truth. He says, in truth, why would you not want to talk to me? Why would you not want to talk to me? Come on. Let's do this. That's what he's doing. Now he's turning his baseball back forward. Baseball cap forward. Now, does anybody have any questions for me? So again, like I always say, if I missed you, I apologize. But we try to get to as many as we can, okay? So you see Heather's question? Yep. Heather, here we go about the head and the heart. Do you remember how we just went through this in the last live broadcast? Erik says what's most important is that you're not overthinking the whole thing, that you're moving from your head space more into your heart space. And the heart space is needed in order for you to heal from this. And that is what is most important at this time. Not the specifics of how things happened or how they unfolded in any which given way. What's most important is to come more into your heart center to begin the process of healing. He's saying it's not that you haven't healed some, but he says really moving in that direction and begin healing. You need to come more from your heart center. So what does that mean, coming from your heart center? All you have to do, he says, is just shift out of overthinking about it or analyzing how this happened or this way or that way. He said that also what would really help is some counseling to get out the emotion so that you can heal from this. When it no longer is a constant play on the mind from time, if it keeps coming into your mind, then it's not resolved. He wants you to come more in the heart center so that you can heal from it, so it's not plaguing you. That's what he's saying, plaguing you. He says, I hope that helps. Okay. That's a big one. And I'm not going to go ahead and say what the question was. And what I'm going to do here is come onto my phone because I can't seem to see the questions popping up. And if the app on my phone would work to bring up today's broadcast, that would be nice. Just give me a moment. There we are. Okay. Still not coming up. Technology. Am I right, Jason, or am I right?
Isn't it a pain in the ass sometimes?
It's like, oh yeah, we have this technology, but then it doesn't work. So you just have to wing it. Okay, so. Okay, so. Okay, so here's one question. My elderly mom keeps seeing people she doesn't know appear and disappear. She says they are hallucinations due to the meds she's on, but I don't think so. Now she says she is seeing animals. What do you feel she is experiencing? Give me a second, I'll try to.
I knew you were reading. Like, I was reading it right when you were like reading this. Okay, so yeah, it is not medication. It is not medication. She is actually, he's saying she's seeing through the veil. So she is, I'm not sure if she's in, it feels like she's not I feel like she's in like a assisted living type area. But she's picking up on past loved ones, but she's also picking up on energies that add to the location, not ghosts, but we all leave an imprint with our energy. And so sometimes I'm like, I hesitate to give the message, but the question's asked, and I want to try to honor it. But Erik says that as we age and as we get older, it's very similar to how we are when we come into this life. When we come in, we're very open. We're very sensitive to the energies that are around us. And as we are on our way back out, that same sensitivity comes back in. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to happen tomorrow or in a year, but we all go at some. But that's the way that he's relating the message to me, is that it's very similar to when we come in, just like when we go out, we become more.
So agree.
To the energy, because it's their way of allowing the transition to be easier. And then there's not a shock. So when we finally cross over, we don't need all the extra time to heal. Because we're starting as we're leaving. I hope that helps. But she's not crazy. Yeah. It's not the medication.
That totally helps. I watched my Nana go through that too, and I used to think the same thing. Look at her; she's just starting to, it's just a cycle of life, isn't it? Beth, the answer is yes. As soon as you start talking to Erik, he hears you. As soon as you say, "Hey, Erik," start chatting away to him, he hears you. There's never been a time where he's been like, "Oh, I didn't catch that," or "I didn't get to you," or "I'm sorry, I didn't hear you." He always hears you. Molly has a question. She has some repressed emotions in regards to the ages of 2 years of age, I believe it was, till 5 years of age, and she's wondering how she can release that. Do you want to answer that one, Jason?
Yeah, I can answer that. Because I've had the same thing happen to me, and now I feel like this is why I'm getting the question. I had memories from around 5 or 6 that when I was around 12 or 13 immediately came flooding back in, and I was like, holy shit, like, did this? So Erik's saying that he says there are ways to get the information. Meditation can be one of them, as if the intent is to recover those memories. He also is saying that there are professional options out there to help you not only remember suppressed memories, but can help you deal with the memory. He says that at some point in time, it's going to naturally reemerge, and it may be all of a sudden, out of the blue, like, holy shit, I just remembered this that happened. He says if you're not wanting to wait to let it now, and it's free will, it's absolutely your choice. If you want to go ahead and try to tackle it now, when you feel prepared, he said that look into professional options. And he's saying, the psychotherapy, is that where they do the hypnotherapy, like he's not saying like a psychiatrist, but he's saying like hypnotherapy, regression, psychotherapy can help you, will help the memories come to the surface. Yeah, because he's saying right now they're tucked down, but he's making it feel like little pieces of it are slowly kind of flickering in.
That's what I'm getting.
But yeah, so if you're looking to get help with those memories, he said pull out your phone book, or go online and look in your area. He's making me feel like there's going to be about 5 different options for you to choose from, and to choose the one that resonates.
Yeah. And it's good if you're ready to move in that direction, because, well, really it just is, it's going to be very healing. And then, for me, it's like I'm an indigo, right? So for me, it's so important to move in that direction. So important. It's interesting because we all come into this life with something that we're learning here from contrast. Mine was really physical, a couple surgeries, going through that, and not being able to eat food, watching other people eat food, and I couldn't eat what they were eating. I couldn't eat as much as they were eating because I was unwell. But then there are so many other different things in which we were learning from. Um, just moving in that direction to feel better and heal, I think, is really important. Maui's in the house. Hi. Hi, Mercy. Okay, so the next question here that I took and I copied would be, um, oh, Candace, I believe your name was. I would like to know if I made the right decision in taking my current job and if I need to worry about past patterns repeating into this job. How do my employers feel about me? Okay, I'm going to take that one. That's lighting up my indigo. You teach other people how to treat you, and that's the truth. So if others aren't treating you very kindly, or maybe it's not a very positive work environment, even what you left to now, we all have a role to play in that. And also, it's the law of attraction. What is it that you are vibrating that is attracting that in order not to repeat it in this new work environment? Let's see what Erik says. He says you don't have to worry, it's not going to repeat in this work environment. But what Kristin says is correct, is right. You teach others how to treat you, and your vibration is what attracts this into your life experience. And what is your vibration? So your emotions, the thoughts in which you house. So if you're feeling very insecure, or you're feeling like you're not sure why people are behaving this way and you're becoming more of a victim, you need to start shifting that in a different direction. Any issue you're having outside of yourself ultimately all comes back down to you inward. So what are you doing? What are you thinking in order to bring this forth? Because we are the creators of our realities. He's fist pumping me. Okay, that's me. I didn't, he's helped with that channeling, but that's okay. Jason. Anita is saying, I experienced a soul detachment. I have worked a lot on myself for the last couple of years. I would like to know if it is back. Her soul is back with her fully. And she's really appreciating an answer on this.
So Erik is saying that our soul never really is detached from the body. If it was, then we would, he said we would be dead if our soul was detached from our body. It is always
partially though, or a disconnect. She's feeling a disconnect.
Yeah.
Or
I'm feeling more of the disconnect.
Yeah.
And he's making it sound like past trauma, or their physical trauma or mental trauma can cause a detachment, but it's never an absence, but the detachment. So you may feel like you're kind of outside of yourself. I got the chills now. The picture that I have in my head is of energy coming back into the body.
That's good.
So in a short response, yes, he's saying that the detachment is no longer there, but he's saying that the thoughts of the detachment if those thoughts are not changed, could absolutely manifest situations in your life that could create another detachment.
Wow.
Right? Yeah, he's giving me a thumbs up. He's like, yeah.
Yeah. You know, there's moments in the last 6 months of drinking alcohol for me as I started to ascend. I was anchoring a lot of light and I was shifting and changing like everybody is on their ascension path. And I was still drinking alcohol like once or twice a week. Boy, did I feel a detachment. Or I won't say it was a total detachment. It felt like a disconnect from my soul, from my body. Like my soul was raising in vibrational frequency. And then when I was putting the low vibrational toxin in my body, dropping the vibrational frequency in my body, my soul just wasn't wanting to be in the body fully when the energy dropped like that with the alcohol. And it was a very uncomfortable feeling. And that just kept happening over and over again. And then, now I've stopped drinking now for over a year and I'm never going back. You can't go back because once you ascend and you keep ascending, that won't be a vibrational match. So that is something that I can relate with in that regard. Okay, so Jackie, what good changes on Earth can we expect to see? Oh man, he's just like, oof. He's like that, like just a lot. Uh, the inhabitants of Earth are finally going to get their shit in gear and start cleaning up the planet. They're going to get, their act in. They're going to get their act in gear. The younger generation are going to be leading that, and they're going to be rallying the cause, getting everybody else involved, like cleaning up the oceans and because there's a ton of plastics in the ocean. So like don't use straws, don't use plastic forks, don't try your best to steer clear of these things because they will end up in the ocean. And I remember recently I heard, sorry Eric, I'm interrupting, but on the radio station here that the local recycling location, they don't take straws and recycle them. So where do they go? Well, if we had a look at the oceans, we have an idea of where it goes. Eric says he wants you to go to companies like 40 Oceans, 40 Oceans, and donate money to these companies who are actively participating in cleaning up the oceans. Don't dump your garbage. Don't pollute. Don't chuck stuff out your window. Don't dump your cigarette butts out your window. It all starts with you individually. Okay, so the earth is going to start cleaning up, getting cleaned up. Let's see what else. Oh, and Gaia's really happy about this. Really happy. She's waiting for this. She wants this bad. Her back to be cleaned up. Oh, Eric says also with the electric cars that are coming out on the market, the ozone, the air pollutants from vehicles will drop dramatically. So he's like, go out and get an electric car. Like, don't wait. Do it now. Because even what you're driving now, if you can afford it, he says, to switch your car out to an electric car, go and do that now. He says, if you wait, your exhaust is going to pollute the air, and affect the environment on the globe, even if you wait a year. Like, so go out and do that. He says the average electric car is only like 15,000. So you can get something for a reasonable price and just trade it out. We all need to be driving electric cars. He just wants that to be super highlighted, that the globe will start to be cleaned up and the air quality will start to improve. And he's also saying he likes all of us having the Kudo books. electrical book, where you're reading, instead of actual paperback books. Anything that you can do to like not use paper, don't, and that will help to save the forests from being cut down, and the pulp mills will begin to close. Yeah, and that's what he sees happening as well. Okay, Eric, okay, do you want to take this one with Eric, Jason? How big is mid-August ascension going to affect us, coming from Dar?
I think we kind of talked about this before.
Yep.
So there are going to be energetic changes as well as physical changes. But I'll be honest with you, he's telling me that it's going to affect you as much as you let it affect you. It's such a fortune cookie. But he's saying it's absolutely true. If you're going into it, again, it's all about your thoughts creating and manifesting. If you go into it with this idea that you're going to suffer all of these symptoms, or whether physical, spiritual, emotionally, then that's exactly what's going to happen to you. So he's given me this. He's given me this picture before too, of like someone surfing on a wave. He says, if you just go with the wave, you're not going to crash and wipe out. But it's when you start trying to resist it, that's when we just wipe out and crash. So just accept it for what it is, and it's. I mean, it is. It's ultimately a good thing.
Oh yeah.
It's good, so go into it and keep that mindset. Like, the outcome is going to be good regardless of what actually happens in the middle or at the beginning. Because the end result is going to be a huge improvement. Is that right? Improvement? He said it's ultimately for the better of not only the planet, but for mankind.
Yeah. I think some of the ways of like riding out the waves, if you're having a hard time with it, is you can do tapping to help just let it come on in, and grounding, lots of grounding, and meditating, and resting, napping. If you need to reschedule things or not make it into work a day or two here and there, I think that's okay too. And
he's given me this connection. He's been doing this the last couple of days. Like there's names, like the person's name, he connects for me. And Dar he's making me think of the movie Beastmaster, because that was the main character's name in the movie. His name was Dar. So now I'm like, is there some type of animal connection with you? I'm wondering if that's why if that's kind of the connection that he, like, not that you're a Beastmaster, but it seems like there's some type of animal connection.
Fascinating.
Almost like a rescue animal situation. Or I don't know if you're working with animals, but there's some type, and if it's not happening yet, maybe it's something that's going to happen. But he's making a connection to the Beastmaster movie with Dar. I know it's random, but
that's wild.
I just go with it.
I'll just see if that pops up. So we have a question here. Are we recharging at night when we're sleeping even more? I definitely do, but we'll see what Eric says. Yes. Grounding, meditating, sleeping, resting. Okay, thanks. Dar's saying, yeah, he does. He understands what you're saying. Somebody's asking here, Trudy, Eric, why did you engrave your face on my bathroom floor? I see you every day, but don't hear you. He's just laughing his head off. He wants to give you a
I would
fist
love
bump.
to see a picture.
Yeah, he wants. Yeah, me too. He's giving you a fist bump, and he says he got your attention, didn't he? I'd love to see a picture of that too. Post it anytime. Deborah's saying, I
He's
heard
like,
a
why would you
female.
not want to look at my face every day?
Pardon?
He said, why would you not want to look at my face every day? It's beautiful.
I love it. Deborah's saying, I heard a voice, a female voice, say hi during a self angel card reading. Can you tell me who this was? Your guardian angel. Trudy, come on, post it. You showed it to Elisa. He's just laughing. He's laughing so hard, Trudy. You showed it to Elisa, but not. Come on. Oh my God. Right in front of her toilet. Wild.
Imagine that.
Wow. Of course. Erik, you want to talk about your toilet fetish? He's giving it to me now. He's like, dish it, can't take it. So yeah, he loves, yeah, we could go there, but we won't. Belinda wants to know, is she going to be changing her location, and when and where? You want to take that one, Jason?
Yeah, I can do that. He says eventually, and I'm asking him what does eventually mean?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's anytime soon.
Yeah, he said that there's some stuff that needs to be put in order before this is going to happen. But Belinda, the fact that you're already thinking about it, I mean, you know that it's going to happen. That you know, you're getting the information. Where, Belinda? I'm not really sure where you're at, but I feel like you're close to me, on at least as far as on the East Coast. If you're not on the East Coast, then no. I read earlier. I feel like there's going to be an East Coast.
Not West Coast.
Like an East Coast move. Yeah, it's more east, but I feel like it's like southeast. He says it'll happen when it's supposed to.
Yeah, it's not going to be anytime soon.
No. And I keep wanting to imagine that my hand is like in the middle of the map, and it wants to move over to the right.
Yep.
Towards the East Coast area.
On the ocean, are you getting Jason, or near the ocean?
You know, I was thinking like Florida, like southeast. But so if it's not Florida, I mean, to me, Florida is all beach, even though I know it's not all beaches. But so yeah, I would be willing to say water, maybe not on the water, but a short distance, or like a manageable distance to the water.
So Catherine wants to know, will she be working anytime soon? Mm-mm. He wants you to go with the flow. Just relax and just let your team guide you when it's time. So Missy wants to know, when will I start communicating, understanding the communication coming to me? She wants to know, when is she going to be able to do channeling, is basically the question, Jason. With Missy?
Erik says that you're already doing it. And he's going back to the expectation versus the reality of what it really is. So I'm okay. I'm going to give you the same little exercise that, well, he's going to give you the same exercise that he gave to a couple of other ladies that are in the master channeling course.
That's perfect.
He really would like for you to practice with the automatic writing. He says, do not go into it with the expectation that you are going to go into a trance and wake up to a page or 2 pages full of information about what's going to happen. You're going to sit down, you're going to clear your mind, you're going to set the intent. He says if you want him to come in, he will, or if there's any other energy, then he says all you have to do is call them. You're then going to, without judgment, just write. Just go with the flow. He said it may be 2 sentences, it may be 2 pages, but you are going to be fully aware of the information that is coming through. And this is why he assigns this. I feel like why he assigns it this way, because when we're aware of the information that comes through, it's great practice for us to then not place any type of judgment on the information that is coming through.
So true.
It will really help build the confidence of the information coming through, because you're just going with it. Like, you're just going with it, and you're not placing judgment on the information. If Kristin, he says, if Kristin and Jason place judgment on the information that they receive or they feel, they would not be live right now.
So true. It's complete surrender.
And that's
Yep. Complete surrender. So, quick question from Danica, I'll answer. You started the Channeling Erik page the day before a good friend community. Was this in order to help? He's saying yes. The answer is in order to help you deal with this suicide. Is the answer is yes. Hi, Tina. Love you. Okay. So Summer, Somer, Summer, she wants to know, can you explain the lack of her energy?
the lack of her energy.
Yeah, so I'm going to take this one. It's your physical body. It's not energy related. Of course, you are anchoring the light. You are ascending. But this is not why you are tired. It's physical. It's your health. It's your physical body. He says, you know what you need to do. It's taxing on your system. Take action. Okay. Is there any other question that would like to come up here? We're just taking them as they come. Sorry if we miss you, but there's always next time. And we always come on, we come on once or twice a week. I'm always on Sundays. I call them Sunday Fun Day. So we'll take a couple more questions, and then me and Belinda
her diet is affecting
diet.
her energy level.
That's part of it. So Deidre wants to know, is she going to be moving to Indiana? You want to take that one?
Yes.
Yeah, I got a yes on that too. Boy, they're moving down so fast. Jason, will Luann be staying at her current job until retirement or leaving early? Up to you. Practice, practice, practice. That's what I'm getting. Go ahead, Jason.
Yeah. So will she stay there or will she retire early?
Yeah.
Right now he's giving me the 50-50 because it's all going to be based on your choices that you make.
Amen.
Because if you have to stay there, then that's not a bad thing. But your goal and your intent is to retire early. And he says that of other ways that you could supplement income doing this. So it's ultimately your decision. I will say this. I feel like there are there's multiple timelines. Things can happen quicker. He says, if you keep the energy up and you keep going the way that you are currently going, then yes, you will retire early.
I agree. It's right there for the taking if you want it. Diane? Are you around, Diane? Yes. And he'd like to talk with you and through you more often. Nathan, what does it mean when you have pressure on your right temple and behind the same? So what is that, Jason? Nathan's got pressure on his temple and right behind his right eye.
I feel like it's the clear audience opening up.
I totally agree, 100%. If they're coming to you on the right side to communicate with you, then you're going to feel pressure. Yeah. Okay, well.
And Erik's also saying that he's saying that it's going to be a way for him to identify certain energy. So some energy he's going to hear predominantly on one side or feel on one side, and it's going to be a way for him to differentiate because soon, and I got the chills. God, I got the chills now so bad. He says soon the same thing is going to happen on the other side. And for Nathan in particular, that's going to be how he's going to be able to identify types of energy. Like it's going to be very polarized. Like the right side is going to have a meaning and the left side is going to have a meaning.
And that is the
he
next
says he can't wait. He can't wait to work with you, Nathan.
Oh,
yeah,
that's awesome.
Can't wait to. He can't wait. He can't wait to work with Nathan.
Awesome. Okay, well, have a wonderful day, everybody. Sorry for my voice kicking back, but that's technology for you. Have a great Sunday.
Bye, everybody.